Good morning. It's Wednesday. I've got my breakfast in the car because I'm late. I'm chatting to you even though I'm late. I'm not actually late. I just wanted to leave at 7. It's 5 past, but I give myself like 10-15 minutes buffer. I'm going to Newquay this morning to Bedruthen for a really cool event. Wild swimming, breathwork, meeting with fellow girlies. Should arrive there at 7:56, that should be perfect. I've got my swimming costume underneath my outfit, I've got my dry robe, I've got a big jacket because it might be cold if we're sitting outside, because right now it says it's 4 degrees. That is definitely not true. Surely not. I'm so paranoid that I'm forgetting something. Let me just double check. I did literally just double check the email to be like, do I need to bring anything? So it's a cold water swim, restorative breathwork session, coffee, pastries and conversation. So swimwear and layers, that's it. So I've got my swimming costume on, got my change of clothes in here, and I've got my dry robe, and this toast is so stale. So let's go. And I will listen to my book maybe a bit further into the journey, but for now I just want to listen to Lizzie McAlpine's new album because it's so cute. Sunroof. It's now, well, it's 20 degrees in the car. It's not 20 degrees outside, it's just hot in the car. Just finished up the event and I'm going to show you all the bits and pieces that I got very kindly gifted when I get home, because it was a group of incredible entrepreneurial women, some great businesses that I think all of you would love, and they've given me some goodie bags so I can show you them when I get home. But going in the sea was so nice, and now it's nice weather. I think that I'm going to make that a habit. I've been going swimming at the leisure centre in St Ives, but I think that going actually for a cold water swim, because I only went in for a little bit, went back out, it felt so good. I really enjoyed it. So I think I'm going to try and do that more often now it's nicer weather. And yeah, the group of women who were there were so nice, so lovely. It was just such a nice way to spend a morning and to have that organised and bring us all together. So really enjoyed it and loved hearing about the brands and their ethos and what they do. And yeah, you may have seen the kind of overalls that I was in. They're so great if you're active, if you like to go in the sea. I'll show you them, they're amazing. Haven't tried the swimming. I think I got gifted a swimming top. Haven't tried that because I was like, this is gonna be maybe awkward to get on whilst I'm pregnant, so maybe better for when I'm not pregnant. And then we had a jewellery brand and also some skincare, so just a lovely morning. So thank you to them for inviting me, and lovely to meet everyone. Now I'm gonna go home because it's a bit later than I thought I'd be leaving, but it's because we were all just chatting away and it's so nice. But I do have to get home, so let's go. Shining a little bit this morning. Just fed Zeus, and I'm feeling quite tired with my pregnancy at the minute. I'm feeling like myself, but very tired. And can I give you a little bump update? Can you see? I think you're too high. I'll show you in a second. But I feel like I've just become physically bumpy and larger, so it is a little more challenging. But I'm feeling so much better in myself, which is really positive. I wanted to chat to you about today's paid partnership. As you just saw, I just fed our little Zeusy. Is he still eating? Yes, he's still eating his Katkin. And I've mentioned Katkin to you before, so any cat owners, pet owners, cat lovers, I would highly recommend Katkin as a brand to feed your cat. Zeus is 16, he's extremely fussy, and I love him to pieces. And ever since we've switched to Katkin, it's made such a big difference to his health and his well-being. It's just been night and day, and I want to share that positive experience with you in case you're after a new cat food, or you just want to give your cat the best life and best sort of health choices for them. So as I mentioned, Zeus is a little bit older. He's also quite fussy. He had gone through lots of different foods for him, and I don't know, I just noticed that he was kind of like nibbling on his food a little bit and not really kind of eating it. Just kind of eating a bit, leaving it, eating a bit, leaving it. We were having to throw out food a lot, which was really annoying. So I started looking for different options. Katkin was one that I was introduced to and realised that this is the option that made the most sense to me. Their whole thing is that it's 100% human grade fresh meat and fish, which kind of fits the ethos of what I feed myself. I try and stick to cooking things from scratch. Same with Roxy, the food that she gets, it's whole food based, and it makes sense to do that with my gorgeous cat Zeus as well. So it's very, very easy. It's a subscription. You get it delivered to your door. We store it in the freezer and then move it to the fridge when we want to use it. And the food has been gently cooked to maintain the nutrients of the food, which is amazing because it means that Zeus benefits from that. Plus, all the recipes are crafted by a board of certified vet nutritionists, which gives me a nice peace of mind that it's actually going to be a balanced whole meal that's going to really do the best for Zeus as a cat and his nutritional needs. Just like if you're thinking about the food that you're eating, I know there's lots of conversations right now about things like UPF, you're looking at ingredients more, being more considerate of the food that you're putting in your body. I want to do the same for my pets. And a lot of the food on the shelves has very little fresh meat or fish. It's got lots of other things in there like fillers, binders, ingredients that I don't necessarily want to be giving my cat. And it's all made in Suffolk, which is very cool, so it's very local. So since we've switched Zeus to Katkin, I've mentioned this in previous videos where I've talked about Katkin, he's no longer doing the kind of nibble thing where he just eats a very small amount of the food, goes away and then doesn't really come back to eat it because he's obviously not enjoying it. He sits and eats it for a really long time and enjoys the food, which is obviously a bonus. I love that he enjoys it and actually has a nice meal. He also has much less dry skin. Like I noticed before on his other food, he would often have quite dry skin and flaky skin. That's completely gone away. And I just feel like he's more vibrant. He is 16, so he's an old cat, but he's doing so well for his age. And I think he's just such a good display of a cat that's healthy and well looked after, which makes me very happy. So if you have a cat and you've been wanting to try something new, improve their diet, I really recommend Katkin. As I mentioned, it's made such a difference for Zeus. And I have a discount code. You get 50% off your trial box with Katkin. I'll leave a link down below in the info here and in the description box so you can go check it out. There also should be a QR code that you can do on screen here too. I haven't used this camera in so long. I've been vlogging everything with my little, where is it? Maybe it's inside. Where did I put it? I have been vlogging everything with my little Canon PowerShot V10. I think because I've been out and about more, and then this just plays into my laziness. So if you are a content creator and new to vlogging, or you're out and about a lot, or you find lugging a big camera around annoying, I highly recommend this. Obviously, lots of people talk about the G7X as being a fantastic camera, which it is. However, there is something about the G7X when I watch other people's vlogs. It has like a buzzing sound to the microphone, which I don't love, which is why the one I use at home has a microphone attachment, which you can't do with the G7X. But this one is so dinky that I find myself just not feeling so conspicuous when I'm out and about. If I'm at a charity shop, if I'm in a restaurant, if I'm vlogging on the street, I feel like a G7X, it looks so much like a point and shoot camera that you would have taken out. It just looks like a camera. This is just like a little black. I just feel like people just don't pay attention to it. Whereas when I get the G7X out, you turn it on, the lens comes out and you're like filming. It feels very like, draws attention to myself. So I've just been loving this, and I find the quality really great. But right now I'm using my M50 50 with a Rode mic. So lots of people do ask me what camera I use. I use this at home because it's compact enough and light enough that I can lug it around the house and not worry about it being like a big SLR. But it's better quality than a G7X, and you can attach a external mic, which means hopefully if you're listening to this, you probably can tell the difference between the sound quality before and now. It gives that very like calming ASMR, lovely microphone sound to your vlogs, which I like, because sometimes when I watch other vlogs and the microphone isn't good, it bothers me. Anyway, let me show you the things that they gifted us at the event. So the first thing you did see me wear is this incredible like boiler suit, jumpsuit, that kind of thing, but for swimming. So the brand is Wilding, and it's got this lovely sort of fleecy, towely, beautiful inside, which is a sort of coral colour. And then I had the khaki. They also, the girls were wearing black and navy as well. Super flattering. She's also so kind as to tell me that I can have this size now while I'm pregnant, but when I'm no longer pregnant, I can return it and get a smaller size. I just thought that was incredibly thoughtful of her to say that to me. I felt bad. I was a bit like, no, it's fine, but just so thoughtful of her to offer that. And it's such lovely quality. So if you are someone who does go swimming a lot, this is such a fantastic idea. We all just basically after the sea got into these. We basically, you know, got changed in our dry robe or towel, and then you can just put this on naked and you're warm and cozy, and it's perfect, I guess, for regulating. I'm sure there's more information, but I imagine the reason for this is it's going to help you to go back to a good temperature after going in the sea, because obviously when you go in the cold water, your body does need time to get back to being the right temperature. It can take, I think, up to 2 hours for your body temperature to regulate, and you don't want to stay in your like wet swimsuit or anything. Just so practical. It's got obviously like this at the bottom to keep your ankles warm. Loads of pockets. Oh, there's a bug on me. It's got really nice big pockets here, zip at the front, pockets here, so you could literally just go to the beach with this and a towel and shovel your stuff in here. And I just thought, what a great idea. I also actually low-key now I'm thinking that I will wear this in like autumn, spring and winter for gardening, because sometimes it's freezing outside and I don't know what to put on. And Alex and I were talking about how we really wanted some overalls for gardening. Obviously not in hot weather, that would be excruciating, but if you're just like doing bits and pieces outside, I can imagine myself wearing this. So that's beautiful. That was one of the brands that were there, Wilding. The next lovely thing that they gifted, they gave everyone a swimming costume, but because I'm pregnant, I think they were like, we'll give you a top just so that it's more likely to be like practical. Obviously I can wear it now and after pregnancy, which is again, very, very thoughtful. But it's this lovely bright blue, which I actually think is a really lovely colour on me, which I don't wear often enough. But when I held it up in the bathroom, I was like, that's actually a really nice colour. I didn't wear it today because I was just a bit like, oh, I can't be bothered to put this on. I'm not sure if this will fit me currently. However, postpartum, I'm sure it'll be perfect fit. So this is Davy J. Gorgeous branding. Is there anything else in here? So this is the brand. So this is their bonded long sleeve swim top, which is really great if you want to feel warm, but also if you want to cover up, because I feel like nowadays more people want to cover up when they're at the beach. I feel like as I get older, I don't really want to be like out in a bikini. So it says thick and warm, but also light and easy to wear, and exactly the extra layer that you've been searching for. Great for chilly dips, paddleboarding kit or surf lessons, whenever you want that extra layer of warmth and protection, but with none of the faff, weight and negative environment effects from neoprene. Ah, great. Giving you the feel of something halfway between a swimsuit and a wetsuit. My gorgeous 1mm bonded fabric is made from Econyl, 100% regenerated nylon yarn from pre and post consumer waste, such as fishing nets and other nylon waste. I'm designed to be a relaxed, comfortable fit. I don't need to be tight like a wetsuit, and can be layered over swimsuits or tuck me into the Jones high-waisted bikini briefs for that one-piece full suit look. I've got extra long arms to give a good range of motion and thumb holes to keep your hands cozy on chillier swims. That sounds so good, yes. So lots of the girls were wearing the bikini bottoms with this top or this gorgeous swimsuit, and I was actually admiring the girls when they were going into the water, the cross back, how pretty it was and how flattering it was. Just such a lovely shape for a woman's body on the back, the cross being down below here, which I haven't seen as much. Usually the cross is kind of up the top across the back, but for it to be just by your waist it created that lovely shape. So just a really, really lovely design, and I'm excited to wear this and try it. I might try it on, and then if it's too small, I might actually message, because they were all so nice, being like, you know, check at the size, it's good. Okay, so there was also a jewellery brand. So this is Claudia Bradbury, and she was so lovely and friendly and passionate about jewellery. I think she's been running her jewellery brand for 25 years. So this is the Pearl Dunes Birthstone, the oldest of gemstones, grown by nature in fresh water, aligned with Gemini and Cancer. Pearls bring luck, wisdom and peace. Pearls will connect you to the crown, heart and sacral chakras. So here is a little booklet of her things, and she was so passionate, telling us all about her jewellery and how she selected the designs, the pearls, everything. And let's see what she's gifted me. Here she is. She was really friendly and very, very knowledgeable and passionate. Clearly, little packaging. So let's see what she's given me. Okay, so she's given me a lovely little pair of pearl earrings, which, funnily enough, I was actually thinking the other day I really wanted. So here they are. Very, very cute. So thank you very much. That's like classic, the hair up. So that's so, so sweet. And she had some really, really beautiful things. So I'll leave her linked like the other ones. Gorgeous, gorgeous jewellery. She was wearing one that was like a chain with a kind of thinner pearl with it wrapped around, and it looked so cute on. And then I haven't got it with me because she was doing like bra fittings on all of us, but Peach House was another brand that was there, and they make pajamas that you can also just wear as clothes. The pajamas look so cool, as well as really gorgeous bras and underwear. And she just did a quick fitting, and I was so interested to see the size of my boobs now compared to before. Goodness me, they have grown because I've gained weight and I'm pregnant. So my bra size is completely different now. I was a bit shocked. I was like, oh, that's how big my boobs are. Great. But I avoided that because I was like self-conscious about the size of my boobs or how I've grown. But it's so much better for me to actually know that, and then I can buy bras that make me feel good and I look good in them. So I'm really excited for that bra, because I don't have a pretty bra like that that's fitted to me. I mainly am wearing like sports bras and bralettes just for comfort. And she said she was also going to gift me the kind of sort of slightly higher, bigger knickers. So they are mindful material sourcing, sourced for comfort and softness, recycled, ethical and dead stock fabrics, Gold Star accredited suppliers. And yeah, she just seemed very, very passionate about fitting women to the right bra size and making sure it's comfortable. And the designs were so, so pretty. So yeah, I think she worked in the fashion industry for a long time before deciding. I think she said something like, you know, I was fed up of the way it was working, like fast fashion. So she wanted to sort of actually create a brand that was true to women and comfortable and pretty and made properly and made well with good fabrics. So yeah, lots of the girls were trying these ones on as well, and they looked great. So I got to see them. And then finally, the last brand was Balance Me, and this is a skincare brand, and they gave us a really comprehensive talk through all of the skincare. So they're really, really knowledgeable about all of the different ingredients, and their whole approach is natural but effective skincare that works. And they have a whole range from vitamin C's to, is it called bok choy? The retinol that isn't retinol, the kind of plant-based retinol, I swear that's what it's called. They had lovely face wash. We tried everything on the back of our hands, AHA, hyaluronic acid, just a really lovely selection of products, like everything that you would need. And they've gifted us some super firming body oil. I think they said that this one, because it's got diuretic, it's not for pregnancy, vegan, B Corp, made in the UK, tick, tick, tick. But she said save this for postpartum, so that'd be really lovely postpartum as a nice treat to make sure I'm nourishing my skin and my body. We've got the Sheer Tint SPF 30, which she was explaining about SPF, and this blew my mind because I did not know this. I'm always like a stickler, I have to have SPF 50. But she was like, SPF 30 is 98% effective, SPF 50 is 99% effective. So a lot of it is how you're applying the product. And she said if you're using an SPF that is really thick, doesn't go on well, has a white cast, it doesn't sit on your skin nicely, and so you're therefore less likely to use it as often or put as much on. You're much better off finding a SPF 30 that is a bit more lightweight, that goes on a bit better. And I put this on the back of my hand, it's slightly tinted, and she was saying that she does use this as her foundation. I'm not sure if I could do that because of how pale I am, but I'm going to test it out because it might make my skin a bit darker. But who knows, it might be one of those magical ones that actually matches your skin tone. But yeah, if you're putting this on properly, she said this is plenty if you're in the city, if you're out and about. Obviously, if you're sunbathing or you're out in the sea or the beach all day, you need to put proper sun cream on. But day to day, this is really great, and it's plenty of sun coverage. And it also has hyaluronic acid in it, and it's mineral. And I know lots of you probably are interested in getting mineral sunscreen over chemical sunscreen. So yeah, I'm excited to give this a proper test run. And the one that I want to try the most is the vitamin C, because I have pared back my skincare quite a lot recently because of pregnancy. I had quite a lot of like rashes and breakouts and funny things going on with my skin in the first trimester. So I really pared everything right back, and I switched to, I think it was the Ordinary Squalane cleanser and their more the moisturizer that's for dry skin, because my skin got really dry, and I think my skin has been doing really well. So I think I can start to introduce the kind of treatments and serums again, like vitamin C and hyaluronic acid, maybe some AHA, those kinds of things that really give your skin that glow, which I do love. Obviously I can't use retinol until I'm not pregnant anymore, because you can't use retinol when you're pregnant. And I think that lots of you who compliment my skin, because it's something that you compliment me on, I think the retinol is often what makes you have that kind of glow look, because some people think, I've been accused of having Botox a lot because of my forehead having that glow. It's retinol. I don't have Botox. I can do all of this. Nothing wrong with if you have Botox. I personally don't want to have Botox anytime soon. My opinion may change, but currently not interested in Botox. But I do think things like retinol, vitamin C, actives like AHA can really, really drastically improve the texture of your skin and the fine lines without you having to go and get Botox or other treatments. If you care about that. Also, you don't have to put any skincare on at all if you don't care about it, because I know lots of you are like, I don't really care if I have fine lines or wrinkles. It's part of aging, which is of course very true. I like to look glowy, and I really love looking after my skin and my hair. Makes me feel really great. So I love skincare so much. I'm so into it. So I'm actually really excited to bring vitamin C back into my routine. If you do use vitamin C though, you have to put SPF on, because it does make your skin a bit more susceptible to sun damage. I probably wouldn't put it on a really sunny day when I'm going to be outside all day, and I would put SPF on. So I probably would not wear this on holiday, for example. But yeah, throughout most of the year in England, it's going to give you that glow and it's going to be good. So that's all the brands. Sophie Hellier, who you should give a little follow if you do like wild swimming or Cornwall content. She was there to do a breathwork session with us. She's really lovely. And she also runs a company called Rise Fierce, which often brings women together for wild swimming and things like breathwork and yoga. So I know that she does lots of retreats and stuff. So you can also check that out if you're interested in that kind of thing, because that's what it felt like today. Just a really nice group of women coming together, and everyone was really great to meet. So what a lovely start to the week. My friend is actually coming this week, so the vlog may be a bit in and out because I want to obviously spend time with her. She lives in Brussels, so she's coming for the week, which is really great, and it's so sunny. I hope it's going to stay this nice for her, and I haven't seen her in a little while. Yeah, hopefully we'll have a nice few days in Cornwall together. Anyway, I'm going to get a bit of work done on my computer. I've been away from my computer in the morning, and I rang Alex on the way home, and I was like, it's so weird, I have such funny anxiety if I'm away from a computer, like my emails or messages for like a morning, because I'm so not used to that. I'm like, oh, I need to check because there's something important I have to do. And it's literally fine. I don't know why I get so worked up about it. I think it's because I left so early this morning. Usually I would do like my to-do list, check my emails, and kind of get my head in the game before going out or doing anything. But today I left the house at like 7 in the morning, so I didn't do any of that. So I feel like I've been away from it for so long. Anyway, let's get some work done. Good morning. It's Thursday. My friend Sophie arrived last night, and it's so nice to see her. I'm heading off quickly while she has a nice shower to have my midwife appointment. I've got my whooping cough, which we were laughing about. It sounds like something from the Victorian age. an RSV vaccine and a blood test. So that's going to be fun. Really great timing, because I really hope it doesn't make me feel ill. Because often you have that, don't you, after a vaccine where it's going into effect, it gives you like a day where you feel a bit fluey and funny. So hopefully not. And then we might go to see Flora Day in Helston. I'm slightly paranoid it'll be really packed and there'll be nowhere to park, but we may as well just go and give it a try, because that's quite a cute little local thing to do with Sophie. And then this afternoon, we're going to go around to my sister's house, see my nieces, and have some pizza later. So it's going to be a really nice chilled day. But I'm out of breath because I ran inside to get you, because I was like, I need to remember to vlog. And I'm going to be late for this appointment, so I need to go.
How it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stayed here right with me. I can't shake that.
Good morning, it's Friday. Yesterday was such a lovely day. I think I didn't pick up the camera after we went to Flora Day, but I had my midwife appointment, baby's all good. And then we went to Helston for Flora Day, which, if you didn't know, is a really big thing in Helston. And it's so busy. They have basically bands, brass bands and percussion drummers playing and parading the streets with lots of dancing. It's a tradition that's been going for a really long time, and the whole town shuts down just for Flora Day. Loads of people come. They had all the food stalls. So if you are ever in Cornwall for Flora Day, definitely go. It's such a nice day out. It's such a nice coincidence that Sophie was here when that was going on, so we could have such a nice kind of just activity and day out to go to. It's just such a nice thing. It was also a bit patriotic because it was VE Day yesterday, so the whole atmosphere was just lovely. People were sitting in their windows watching out of their homes, and it was just a really nice atmosphere. And then in the afternoon we just went to my sister's house, had pizza, hung out with my nieces all afternoon, chatted away and had a really relaxing day. So I'm off to Penzance this morning just for a quick baby appointment again, and then I'll be back and I think I'm going to do a bit of work. Sophie's going to go off with my sister for the day. I'm going to get some work done, and then we're going to have a barbecue later. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the weather stays nice and we'll be able to have a lovely barbecue. That's what it's all about when the weather's nice like this. I think it's going to be 16 degrees today. What music should we listen to? Something relaxing, or maybe actually I might be a bit behind on the Shameless podcast, nice and light-hearted. Good afternoon. It's many hours later, because maybe you can tell by my cried off mascara, I have topped my makeup off. Though I've had quite the morning and afternoon, because this morning I went to the wrong place, which is so me. I went to the wrong hospital. The midwives were so sweet though. They were like, it's not your fault, don't worry, there's so many places to go, helping me get it all sorted. And I ended up in St Ives at the right place, and she was so sweet, but it did mean I had to wait an extra hour when I was out as well, because Alex went to Newlyn, and then my sister and Sophie were at the house. They accidentally left the door open and Roxy ran away, and that happens, like if the door is open, she runs away. When I was at, the surgery, I was aware of this and so stressed. I was crying because I was so worried about Roxy. She's right here just trying to get my attention, because it does stress me out when she runs away. Even though we're amongst lots of fields, There are still roads, even though people go very slowly, they're like very, very remote lanes that people just go on to drive home. It just worries me, her not being at home and me not being at home there to like look for her. And she won't necessarily come to my sister and Sophie, so it was such a stress. And I think this is the state of mind I was already in, just so hungry and tired. I got so stressed, I was crying my eyes out. All of it was just not very good. Came home, had to look for her for about an hour. And obviously, because I was hungry and pregnant and tired, that was quite exhausting because my sister had my niece, so she couldn't do too much because of the baby. Oh, it was just all a bit much. Anyway, Roxy's safe, she's bathed, and the girls went to the beach. I have just sort of rested because I just needed to rest. I also had a bit of work to do. And I have actually just prepped the barbecue, which has calmed me down and made me feel very relaxed. Cooking always does that. So I'll show you what we're having for the barbecue, and I've laid the table outside. So the day is going to look up from now. So I'm just prepping kind of a potato salad, but with the bits that I had. Normally you could put like shallots or little gherkins, some capers. I didn't have those, so I've just kind of done like a herby, almost more of a kind of Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, I don't know, sort of potato salad, because we've got pomegranate, parsley, basil, and then sun-dried tomatoes, and I poured the oil from the sun-dried tomatoes and spring onion in there. And I have I've boiled the new potatoes, and I'm just going to mix in a little bit of mayonnaise. I don't think there's much left in here, so that with some olive oil, and that should be really delicious. We've got all of our condiments, cheese, bread. The girls are bringing some non-vegan stuff back as well. They're just nipping to the shops. I've made a lovely salad with salad leaves, radishes, tomato, cucumber, some basil and parsley, and I'm going to squeeze some lemon on there in a second. And then we've got This Isn't pork caramelised onion sausages, which I highly recommend. They're so good. Pumpkin and spinach, also love these. I do love a bean burger. I know they're obviously meat burgers. What do you call them? Meat alternative? That's it. Burgers are great. Though I do kind of still just prefer bean burgers, to be honest with you. But I did want to try these ones out. I think they might have been on offer. The Plant Living burgers from Waitrose. So maybe I'll have a little try at those ones. And I've also got corn on the cob that we have just parboiled, ready to go on the barbecue. And outside it is looking glorious. The sun is shining. The bees are buzzing. The wisteria is glistening as usual. Alex has lit the fire because the last couple of times we've done this barbecue, it has actually taken hours to heat up. And I think we were doing it wrong. So we've read the manual. Alex has kind of jigged everything, so it should heat up really well. And we've got it on now just in case it takes a while, so that we're way ahead of the game. But hopefully we can have a nice little sit outside to admire the wisteria and have a glass of wine. I'll have a nice glass of sparkling water. And then I have laid the table. Got my lovely little M&S napkins. I wonder if they're still selling these this year. They're so pretty. I'm going to bring all the stuff out in a second and we can enjoy our lovely barbecue in the sunshine, which will cheer me up. It's the first time all day I've not felt incredibly stressed.
I just wanna go out and walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out and walk with you. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine, sailing over pavement with our two.
Good morning. It's Saturday and we're going out to St Ives today. Got myself ready. Let me quickly show you my outfit. So I've got this jumpsuit on. I kind of raided my summer clothes, but I haven't put them away yet. And I saw this jumpsuit and I was like, that's gonna be perfect for bump. And they're both from Linen Fox. This shirt is as well. And then I've got my new Vivea sandals, which I have been living in. I might have a discount code with them already, so I'll share that with you. But I absolutely love them. I love that they add a pop of colour. And then we're gonna wear my lovely Canusa handbag, and maybe I'll take my Mallorca cap in case it gets hot. But we thought it was the St Ives Food Festival this weekend. It's not, but we're just gonna go to St Ives anyway. Maybe we'll go for a dip, have some food, enjoy the sunshine and the shops, and have a lovely day out. summer. I've got my denim jacket out from underneath the bed. I haven't actually sorted my summer clothes out. I like dragged the summer clothes out of the vacuum pack bag, but I haven't sorted, and that is the job for the weekend. But I needed this jacket and I needed my sandals, so I feel so summery. I've got shorts on, I've got cycling shorts on. I do need to get a new pair though, because they are too tight and I'm like, oh, but it's so good. It's like a combination of being too tight but also being the only comfy thing that I can think of wearing right now, because I really don't want to be wearing a loose dress that's like in my way, but I want to be in shorts because it's really warm today. I think yesterday it was like 20 degrees and I think it's gonna be the same today and tomorrow, which is beautiful. I didn't vlog much in terms of talking to the camera over the last few days because my friend was here and I just wanted to enjoy her company and have a lovely time, but we did do lots of lovely things. I don't think I vlogged the last couple of days, but we've been around Cornwall, we've been to St Ives and Porthleven and Newlyn. We showed her Newlyn, which was so great to show her. And just, you know, catching up and having a really lovely time together and spending time in Cornwall. Because it's been, I think we saw her last year, so it's always nice because she lives abroad. Always nice to be able to see each other, so it's such a nice thing to do, and so sad to see her go yesterday. But back to reality, today I have a day where I need to prep for a shoot. So I thought this would be interesting maybe just to end the vlog with me showing you doing some chores and some errands behind the scenes of what I have to do for work. So we're going to the shops, so I've got to get some food. I couldn't get a food slot because I didn't pre-plan. Usually I do a food slot to make my life easier and I get it delivered so I don't have to physically go to the shops. But yeah, because my friend was here, I just forgot to do that. So I need to go to the shops, and then when we get back home, I need to do a bit of clearing up outside because we want to get a shot outside, which will be nice because I really want to get the wisteria incorporated into some kind of like recipe shot. And I need to do boring things like tidy a couple of the rooms that we want to shoot in and iron tablecloths. I want to prep some of the food so it's ready for tomorrow, so I don't have to cook it tomorrow. And that's my day, so that'll be nice. And I'm actually really looking forward today. I want to put my headphones in, listen to music, listen to podcasts, and just, you know, just have one of those days where you feel like you're being organised. I really thrive on days like this, especially because I've kind of been on holiday because my friend's been here, so I haven't been doing as much work as I would do usually. So it's like getting my head back into, okay, I need to do all these things and organise, makes you feel accomplished. I also want to put a bit of gravel down on the, well, we'll see. This is like a very bottom of the tier thing. I want to get a photo at the veg beds. So I need to do a bit of weeding and tidying down there. And if I have time, I'll put a bit of the gravel down so that it looks a bit neater down there. But that may or may not happen. We really need to mow the lawn, but we don't have time for that. We did just get a very exciting delivery of a new lawnmower, but I just don't think we have time to do that today. That's going to have to be a weekend job because we haven't mowed the lawn. Well, Alex hasn't mowed the lawn in like 2 weeks, which is fine. But it's looking quite, from all the sun, it's looking a little bit crazy. Anyway, let's go to the shops. I also find like, going in summer, is this just me? In winter I always feel like I have to put more makeup on, and in summer, maybe it's just getting older, maybe it's being pregnant and lazy, but in summer my freckles come out, I wash my face, and then I'm a bit like, I can't be bothered to put makeup on. It does make you feel good, but just in summer it's just not on the high priority as much. I put a little bit of my Merit, this guy, honestly this doesn't go anywhere without me. This is the Merit cheeky like lip and cheek thing, so I always put some on my lips and my cheeks, and actually this is probably the best no makeup, and if I had bothered I would have also used my Merit eyebrow gel to just brush through my eyebrows because they're kind of facing down, and I feel like if you do that you look kind of alive and fresh face. I think it's probably because the freckles are out because of the sunshine. It makes me feel like I look more alive and youthful without having to worry. Whereas in winter, you do end up feeling a little bit washed out, especially because I'm so pale. I'm like, I feel washed out and then my dark under eye circles show more and I just feel more self-conscious maybe. Anyway, let's go to the shop. I think it's time for this sunroof to be opened. That was actually a really fun shop. I feel like I was there for longer than I thought, but I felt very relaxed doing that for some reason. I also got 2 outdoor cushions, which looked very good. and lots of flowers, which would be nice as props for the shoot, but they're so pretty and some of them are so, they smell so good. I forget this time of year for flowers, it's so great. I did try and look because I saw that This Isn't have come out with some cocktail sausages, and cocktail sausages used to be my favourite thing, especially at university when I had a hangover. I would always have a packet of cocktail sausages as my hangover cure, and apparently they're really good. So I tried to find them, they didn't have them in this shop. I don't know if I'm assuming they sell them in Sainsbury's because they've got loads of other This Isn't stuff in there, but maybe because it's Cornwall, maybe Tesco has them. I also got a couple of very, very large t-shirts because I got a couple recently, a black and a khaki from the men's section, and they have been so useful. I've basically, every time they come out of the wash, I put them on because they're just great for lounging around, also for like as a nightie, because I'm tall. I tend to find that pyjamas for women just never fit me properly, and so I just thought I personally love just being in a big t-shirt. So I got the largest men's size t-shirt, which hilariously still doesn't cover my bum, like just about covers my bum. The woes of being 6 foot tall. I guess on a man they wouldn't want it if it's XXXL, it's going to be wider rather than longer, but they are still very, very comfy. And also I have actually worn them out and about as well because I'm pregnant, with leggings or with a jumper. They work really well. So I got a white one and a grey one because last time I got black and khaki. But I'm gonna go home and get some hot cross buns going for tomorrow's shoot. I have finished doing my cooking for today in preparation for tomorrow. The hot cross buns are done. I just need to wait for them to cool and then I can glaze them with some maple syrup. And then I was also cooking something else that's in the fridge. These are the cushions I got, so I need to take these labels off and put them outside. I only got 2. I was gonna get more, but I thought I'd rather have different cushions outside rather than all the same patterns. And it's been something I've been meaning to do for so long. And I'm just really awful at like ordering things because I'm always thinking like, oh, I shouldn't be buying that, that's a waste. But whenever I'm outside in the garden on the sofas, I move the back sofas to the end of the sofa so that I can lean on something, which means there's not a sofa cushion to the left of you. So it's just one of those things, I need some sofa cushions like to put my back on when you're lying lengthways, because there's not a sofa at the end of each. I'll show you. Anyway, there is a package here I wanted to open that I've been saving and haven't shown you since it's been sitting here, but I'm really excited for this. And it potentially will be for Newlyn, but I fear that I'm gonna be jealous and want it myself and be scared that it will get broken because it's so beautiful. So here's my little note. So this says, "Dear Madeleine, here are a few pieces I've carefully chosen from my ceramics collection. I really hope you enjoyed them in your beautiful Cornish home. Love, from Emma." So this brand is gorgeous. If you want to shop more small business, please go check them out, because I went on her website, she said I would pick a few things, and I went on her website, I was like, honestly, I would have anything because it's all gorgeous. Like all of it, any piece I would be so in love with if you sent to me. So it's Cleese or Cleise. I don't know how the best way to pronounce. I would say it would be Clis. Clis. That's how I would instinctually pronounce it. Clis. So thank you so much for choosing a piece from Clis. Each piece is handmade by me here in Cornwall, inspired by the seas, skies and rugged coastlines I'm lucky to live near. I've wrapped this order using packaging that's reusable, recyclable and where possible biodegradable. I'm so excited to unbox this, oh my goodness. That actually I'm going to take down to the veg beds because I know that's really good for in between vegetables to stop weeds. Oh, she's been so generous. Oh my gosh, this is like my dream gift in terms of PR. So this is the Tie Rig Low Tide. I think what I'll do is I'll put a few in Newlyn as like decoration on the shelves, maybe higher up, and then have some here because it seems that she sent quite a few things. Look at this. And I think each piece she does in different colours. So here's a gorgeous cup, which has the branding on the bottom. Gorgeous. Obviously I know accidents happen with like people staying, and I don't want any of these to get hurt or ruined. This is the same in a lovely blue colour. I love this. I just think, yeah, that could be nice on a shelf like high up where it's kind of implied that it's decoration, not for using. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Okay, I'm keeping that. That's not going to Newlyn. That is so beautiful. Look at this fluted, wavy top. This is like obviously just a small little vase. That I'm going to put on my bedside table because the amount of times I have flowers, I've just got some flowers and I want to keep the flowers and put them in like a tiny little bud vase, or if you're like on morning walks, especially at this time of year, I could just put some wildflowers in there. Not sure if that's what it's for. It's also probably just for decoration, but that's what I'm going to use it for. Thank you so much. She's been so generous. Oh, look at that. It's a mini colander. This, oh my God, can you just, this sort of stuff gives me ASMR. Because I know ASMR is a thing now that like people like make videos on ASMR, but before ASMR was like a thing with videos, you know, like certain things that make you kind of go like, oh, and give you like that lovely feeling. Lovely pottery and just lovely things. Lovely things. I suppose it's like you feel like you're collecting and foraging gorgeous little pieces, like little trinkets. It just gives me that like, it's so satisfying. Oh my goodness, Alex would have no idea what I'm talking about. He would just look at this and go, it's a little colander, okay? But to me, just having a miniature version that's made from ceramic and it's beautiful, something about that. That's probably why I did art history, because I'm all about form over function and I just love the way things are made. I've forgotten to say all the names of everything, but I will link all of these things in the description if you want to find them specifically. Oh, so she has given me a pair. These are the same. So there's like two of them. So I could put one. I actually think, okay, one's going to go to Newlyn, one's going to be here because Alex probably would use this for his coffee. They're beautiful. If that's what it's for, I might look it up. This must be the same as the other colour. I suppose they're kind of just like you can use them for whatever you like, to be honest. You could even use them as plant pots, I guess. And this is a lovely stone coloured one, which I also really love. Also, that this would be pretty cute as in your bathroom for like toothbrush, toothpaste, if you want that kind of aesthetic look in your bathroom, or in your dressing table for makeup brushes. Because I actually do that. I have lovely ceramic pots for those things in my bathroom and my dressing room, which maybe most people would buy specific items for, but I've used pretty ceramics for. Oh, she's even sent me some soap. Oh, that is so beautiful. Look at the colour of that. Now I'm thinking, what do you use this for? Because it's kind of like a colander, but it's obviously only at the bottom. I guess it's for soap. There you go. Well, duh. I'm so funny. I didn't even pick that up. So there you go. You could have this as a little set in your bathroom, your soap and your bits and pieces. I would put this in Newlyn, but there isn't a sink that would accommodate for this. So I'm just going to have this in my bathroom. Well, the goal with Kitty Wake is for everything to be secondhand, vintage, antique, local as far as possible, as far as like is feasible and within budget. But all of the furniture, you may have noticed, or I'll probably talk about it later, but all the furniture that I've bought and pieces that I've bought have been secondhand, antique, and we've also kept lots of the things that were already there. Makes me so happy that we can do it that way, because it's the best way to do it. Things like curtains, we did actually get some secondhand curtains, which was great, but we will fill gaps obviously by buying new. Like we bought new mattresses, of course, because you kind of have to. and there'll be lots of things we do buy new, like cooking equipment, that kind of stuff. But as far as we can, I love the idea of everything being from local shops in the vicinity and from local craftspeople. And I want to add paintings over time as well from local artists. That will be a thing that takes time though, because obviously art costs a lot of money. So I would love to do that though, because I look at all the galleries in Newlyn and Penzance and St Ives and think, oh, that would be so beautiful to have these pieces in Kittiwake. There is actually a painting that we have failed to hang in our garage for a really long time. And I think it's a sign that we need to use that for Newlyn, because it is a beautiful painting of loads of boats. And I think it could work really well in the living room. So I'm going to take it to Kittiwake next time I go and position it and see if it works or if it's too big. We'll find out. I don't think it will be. I think it'll be perfect for the fireplace. Anyway, thank you so much, Kleiss. That must be Kleiss. Kleiss Ceramics, yeah, I hope so. Or if not, Kleiss Ceramics. And thank you so much, Emma, for sending this over. That's so generous. Definitely go have a look at her stuff. And this soap, let's have a look. What brand is this soap? Cornish Skin Food. So this is this is a shop in Newlyn, which again I was saying to Alex we should use the soap from that shop to stock in Kittiwake, because they do lots of things like this, obviously. Oh my god, that smells so nice. When we walk past us, we have to come back here to get stock up for bits and pieces for Newlyn, because it's local, which would be really lovely. That is so generous and so kind, and her stuff is just beautiful. So if you're into that kind of thing and you want a little piece of Cornwall in your home, go and check her out. What I'm going to do now though, because I've been inside and it's actually quite nice weather, it's 10 to 5, so it's not so hot outside. I'm going to go outside and weed the beds a little bit, put my headphones on, switch off, and just tidy up the beds, because my friend was here this week and so I didn't go down into the veg beds at all. This weekend I want to do like a proper, once this shoot is finished, my goal is to spend like a proper amount of time in the garden, just having one of those days where I like have nothing on the agenda but just to be in the garden and just relaxing, going in and out of the house and weeding and planting, because I want to plant some more flowers so we have a succession of them, and plant some more vegetables, because it's been probably a week and a half since I've planted, and that's what I want to do this weekend. But today I don't have time to do that, obviously. I'm just gonna go and tidy it up a little bit and maybe see what the gravel looks like if I pour some gravel, and see if that looks nice, and then tidy the patio a little bit, because it was windy the other day and the sycamore tree has dumped a lot of seeds and stuff all over our patio. Cannot wait for Alex to have the time to power wash the patio. I can't really do it because of being pregnant. It hurts your back when you're not pregnant. So when he's finished Kittiwake, he can power wash the patio, because it's so grubby from the winter, and it'll be so lovely once that's done. Got to do a taste test of one of the burnt ones. I've just glazed it with some maple syrup. I know it's not the time of year for hot cross buns. I know, this is obviously a seasonal thing that I'm doing in advance. So, this is what I mean. Can you see? It's so hard because it's so bright out here. Yeah, you can see the end of the sofa doesn't have a cushion. So what I always do is that, which means you don't have a cushion here. So for the longest time I've been like, I need some sofa cushions. They have some big labels and I'm going to cut off because it's a bit, and it's got the fire safety thing on it, which is good. I don't want that big label to be so visible. Ow! Why would they put such a huge label on it? I'm going to model this one, look. So that looks so nice. I'm now wishing I got a couple more. Okay, let me know, because I'll probably still have them in the shop when I go back. Should I get 2 more for these 2 chairs so they match, or should I get some different kind of colours? Because I could always like put one of those on here and have different patterns so it's not matchy-matchy. I don't know, it's kind of like with outdoor furniture, is it better for it to be matching? Or should you do what you do inside where you have lots of different kind of patterns? I might enjoy the sun for a second with my feet up and this cup of tea. Right, so I've put some of the gravel down. It's actually hilarious how little it covers. That's 4 bags. And I definitely didn't think it would only cover that much, because I think when I was looking I was like, oh, that's not too bad, that's not too expensive. And now I'm realising we have to go all the way down here. But the garden centre did have an option for bulk bags. So now I know that this is 4. I'm going to measure how much this is. Realistically, I think that could be thicker though, so I just think 4 bags. I'm going to measure basically and then calculate how much the whole garden will be, and then we'll order it in bulk so it can be delivered, because we can't be going back and forth with the small bags. But I really like the colour I've chosen. I didn't go for grey, but I also didn't go for anything too light. This was like the cheapest one. I think it's called something sand. I'll show you in a sec, but it's like just a nice mid colour, like lots of different colours, so it's a bit more easy to manage. And the reason I've gone for gravel over mulch is because I just think it looks nicer. I think it's going to look neater when I look down here with the mulch down the bottom. You can kind of see little bits of mulch there. It just doesn't look as tidy. And I think one of the things I want to get out of this garden is for it to look like relatively tidy. We obviously need to mow. And then I thought any extra mulch I'm just going to chuck on the side here, and then try and just weed that when it needs to be weeded, so that it's not too high maintenance along the side. Though now I'm in hindsight thinking probably we will one day, or at some point, put plastic down this far edge, because we're going to get the fence built all the way up here. So maybe when we do the fence we'll do that as well, put the plastic down and gravel the edge too, so that doesn't get too weedy. But yeah, now I'm gonna weed the beds. Actually, I'm quite happy because these cabbages I bought are all fine. They haven't been touched by anyone, touch wood, for now. And then some of the seedlings, the cabbage that I put out here, I thought all of them had died. Look how well they're doing. Quite a few of them have grown. These ones, a lot of them have died. Onions are doing good. This side, not so well, which obviously makes sense because it's not as sunny over here, but a few of them have survived. So this one is a good old weed, because there's lots of weeds in here. Herbs are looking okay. Some of them were supermarket herbs. Bit disappointed about the rosemary though, because that was from the garden. No, it wasn't actually. That was a supermarket one. This one, I'm going to trim it right back down. Maybe it'll grow back. Chives are doing fine. Strawberries doing fine. Those are doing fine. And then here again, the broccoli is actually, some of them are doing okay. And then the onions are doing okay. Our sunflowers, I need to try and tell what's the sunflowers and what's the weeds. They're to be checked on. The sweet peas are actually doing okay. I thought they really wouldn't, because I did not plant them properly. I did not plant them deep enough. But some of them are growing. I just need to attach them, I think, to the obelisk. Oh my gosh, these are coming through. The calendula. Look. Oh my gosh, okay, so I need to weed this guy. Here is... Oh, some of these are coming through too. Look. Not loads, but there are enough that are coming through that it's a win. Here is obviously nasturtium, courgettes, more sweet peas, and then our rhubarb, and then we haven't done anything with the other beds, so we can just do it as we go. I'm just really trying to not care. I can just do it whatever time I have. I can just look at the packets. Gosh, I think there's spiders everywhere climbing on me. Yeah, whenever I go to do it, I can just look at the packets of seeds I have and go, okay, it's June, so what can I plant in June? And that's how I'm going to do it, because it doesn't need to matter this year. And I can also plant some pumpkins. Down the bottom here is already becoming absolutely unbelievably overgrown. Which lots of you said just leave it, but that just stresses me out, the idea of leaving that and that becoming a complete craziness in a short space of time, because it's stinging nettles. I'm just worried it's going to become madness, so I don't know about leaving that. Anyway, we need to just mow, and look, if that was gravel, how much prettier would that look? Do you know what I mean? It would just look so tidy and pretty looking back at the garden if this was all gravelled. And I did buy some edging. I'm wondering if the edging was the right kind to get. I've got this little willow edging that we can just hammer into the ground, because it's only tiny little bits, edges. This is just a plank that I put down ages ago, so I can get rid of that. But because it's such small sections, that was my idea, but we'll see how that goes. I'll try like one section and see, because we may need a lot more. Oh, sorry, Roxy, you all trampled up.